having the opportunity to go to Oath Keepers and then back at Kalamazoo, it's great. The caliber of instructors we've had at both conferences or both trainings. The Kalamazoo, we had Michael Torres from Chicago Fire, off a truck company in Chicago. A couple guys come down from Milwaukee. The Michigan guys. Just the caliber of instructors that we had. And, Dave will tell you, I'm not going to lie, the 48 hours after that conference was over, we took some heavy, heavy heat. I'm sure you've seen the picture, Chief, where we actually put ladders through the windshield of a car.
Yeah. I did see that.
I had to paint the picture to people. It's like, okay, 2 o'clock in the morning, you roll up, you got a 2-story residential structure, bedrooms above the garage. And we all know in California, nobody parks in the garage because we have too much crap in there. So you've got two cars in the driveway. You might not have a truck company in your department. Your first due truck could be 10, 15 minutes out. You've got people hanging from those windows. What are you going to do? And this is the first time I'd seen this skill. And I was like, wow, that makes sense. Everybody's like, well, you're ruining someone's property. But my rebuttal to that is, you have to look at the oath that we took, and it says life before property. So if I can justify making a rescue out of a window because I put a ladder through someone's windshield, well, then I'm going to save that life. We'll take our lumps, and we'll keep on moving. It's not. I think Dave may had it in one of his social media posts. It's like you basically talk crap on me and you hate on me, but yet you're still watching everything I do. Yeah. So, it's those kind of people, I think, that push us to keep going and make us stronger, it's, we feel we have a, important message to get out, and we're going to keep going with it. It's, we have the mentality of, we're in this job for them, and that took a lot of heat, a couple weeks ago, well, you guys are preaching it's for them. Well, you can't forget about yourself. Well, exactly. We can't forget about ourselves. I go to work every tour, and I want to come home to my family, and I want to make sure all my guys come home to their family. Mm-hmm. But we have a job to do. We can't stand on the front lawn of a structure fire. If it's blowing out every conceivable orifice of the house, I get it. But, it's blowing out of 2 windows on the second floor. We can't stand in the front lawn and say, nobody can survive that. That's not our job. Yeah. What officers need to be doing, the officers need to be getting off that rig, doing a complete 360. Because it could look like, the world could be turning brown on the alpha side of that structure. But yet you go to the Charlie or the Delta side, and you've got 3 bedroom windows that the drapes aren't melted, the blinds are good, there's no soot on the windows. So those could be possibly, opportunities for a VES and a possible rescue. So we have to, as officers, got to get off the rig or get out of that command vehicle, do that 360, and then make the determination of, what you're going to do. But we took the heat that, you guys are just pushing, it's the citizens are the only ones that matter. No, we matter too. Our crews matter. Yeah, we matter too. But we took an oath for those citizens. So we have to do everything in our power to make sure that, if you push in and the rescue can't be made, well, then so be it. But at least we made that attempt. We're not saying that, like we're not a bunch of cowboys in a big rodeo, but we have to get inside. We have to search for life. We have to put water on the fire. We have to go to roofs. I think it was you, Chief, that told me years ago, if it's safe to be inside, it's safe to be on the roof. And if it's safe to be on the roof, it's safe to be inside.
Roofs fall down, you know what I mean? And I don't know if I talked about this on the last show. I'll make it real quick. I was coming to work a couple months ago, and I was listening to a fire being ran, and it was a rekindle, a Okay, so, or a new fire in the same building that you were at 8 hours before. So, however you want to put that. The guys are on the inside, right? The guys that are doing the job, the interior crews, and he says, hey, we need some vertical ventilation here. This thing's up into the attic space and it's running. We need to get after it, right? And the IC says, I don't really feel comfortable putting people on the roof right now. Why don't we start some blowers? And I literally was like grabbing the mic, wanting to scream, hey, dummy. First of all, the guy you're in your Suburban, parked down the street with, your Starbucks, and you're saying you don't feel comfortable, but yet you got guys on the inside screaming for ventilation. And oh, by the way, if you're worried about putting guys on the roof because they're going to go through the roof, how about the 4 companies that are operating inside the building where the roof's going to collapse on? And by the way, there's 7 sides to a structure. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, right? Sub, roof, and interior. And as an IC myself, I want to know whether that roof is stable or not, because the guys that are on the inside that are looking up at orange or black, whatever they're looking up at that moment, they can't tell you whether that roof is stable, but roof division can. And so if I got a strong roof division that says to me, hey, I see, we shouldn't be up here, then that's called a defensive fire, right? At that point in time, we are defensive. We changed our operational mode. But you only know that by putting a truck company on the roof. And that's why historically throughout my career and Andoni's career and Mike Alder's career from San Bernardino City, we always put a company on the roof, even if we're not going to do vertical ventilation. You put a company on the roof to read the roof because roofs fall down. And if that company officer, that's the number 1 safety officer on the fire ground. I don't need somebody to tell, Manny, Mo, and Jack to put their gloves on, or make sure you wear your eyewear. You know what I mean? That's self-correcting, right? When you don't put your gloves on or your eyeglasses on, it's called a self-correcting application. But when I got a guy on the roof that's saying, "Hey, I see, we're coming down because this is not good for us right now," that's called a change in operational mode. But unfortunately, I'll just say it, you got to be a sharp IC to figure that one out.
With the statistics that show how many victims are found inside of a structure fire 5 to 6 feet inside the front door because they just don't make it. So, we used to teach, you force the door, you take a quick peek inside, and you control the door. Well, now I've adapted the forceful entry side to, you force that door, you drop down to your belly, you hook the frame with one of your feet, you do a body's length search, check behind the door, clear a 5-6 foot area, you're looking for live fire and layout. Then you secure your door, your nozzle team comes up, you can tell them, hey, 6 feet inside the door, negative, behind the door is negative, then you can give them a layout. Hey, fire's 10 feet down the hallway, it's blowing out of the bedroom on the right. So you've given that nozzle team 3 things. They know that 6 feet inside the door is clear of no victims, and you've given them layout and then where the fire's at.